Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and to the ranking member for this hearing, and thank you, Director Chopra, for returning to discuss the continued consumer protection efforts that your Bureau has undertaken since we last spoke. Americans everywhere deserve to have someone in their corner every day to keep a watchful eye on the financial sector and to protect hardworking people from discrimination and fraud. I was pleased to receive your report. In it, you identify 950,000 complaints that were received in the time period encompassed by the report, with an impressive 99% response rate from the respective companies. The CFPB is not just standing idly by, but actively securing redress for harmed consumers. Under your leadership, I've been glad to see the CFPB standing up for consumers, combating the negative effects of medical debt, ensuring that fair lending standards are adhered to, and holding bad actors in our financial sector accountable. I want to point to, though, the issue of the Office of Service Member Affairs and how they are working to address the growing number of complaints that members of our armed forces have regarding their consumer protection needs. As you're aware, in June, your agency reported that there was a staggering 66,400 complaints filed by service members in 2022 alone. This is a dramatic 55% increase from the prior year. Unfortunately, for my home state of Nevada, the volume of complaints from service members ranks third in the country on a per capita basis. So, Director Chopra, your report on service member affairs shows that active duty personnel are 76% more likely to become victims of identity theft than the general population. What are your insights into why this may be the cause? What characteristics make them most susceptible to theft? And what recommendations do you have to further protect from this abuse?
Well, we have seen time and time again service members, active duty service members' personal data being weaponized. It used to just take the form of putting a fake debt on their credit report and bullying them into paying something they didn't owe. Now it's even getting more sophisticated. We see that all sorts of data companies are collecting information on military personnel. Identity theft is one piece. There's real national security implications. We don't just care about these families because, they serve our country. They are often the canary in the coal mine for everyone else, and that's why we put a lot of attention on it.
I'm glad you are. As you said, it does take attention away from national security. It has serious negative effects on morale and even interrupt their service if it's not addressed. So I look forward to working with you on that issue. Private identity verification companies are fortunately able to prevent some of these issues. So now I'm glad that while the CFPB has enhanced capabilities to protect these populations, fraudulent applications and identity theft can be disastrous for any American. As we look to continue to expand access to credit across the country, have you considered that these unintended consequences of your upcoming Fair Credit Reporting Act rulemaking could lead to more legitimate applicants being inappropriately rejected due to their perceived fraud risk by financial institutions?
Yeah, so we haven't proposed anything as of yet, but we're trying to look at all the ways that data could be used or misused and ultimately look at the downstream effects. Absolutely, we're looking at all aspects before we propose.
Thank you. Dr. Chopra, I've also been pleased to see that the CFPB has brought about enforcement actions to curtail the unscrupulous actors in the credit repair marketplace. Unfortunately, in industry rife with malpractice, there are still bad actors operating in blatant violation of your recent court ruling regarding deceptive telemarketing practices. The Bureau should apply this decision uniformly across the credit repair space to protect our most vulnerable consumers from being scammed by products that will actually do little to improve their credit. Do you believe that there is a benefit to providing clear, consistent guidance regarding the telemarketing sales rules, advance fee prohibition in order to prevent bad actors from continuing to take advantage of consumers?
Yeah, and the telemarketing sales rule is not, while we enforce it, it's not administered by the CFPB. The FTC is the one that issues rules and guidance, but I think certainly as these scams develop, you know, we can have a conversation with them about that.
Thank you very much. I look forward to continuing to work with you. I yield back.